This is just a little film about bees, because as I said, in the springtime I was hoping very optimistically that the bees would just move into my hives, but they didn't. They were very interested. So some of you have asked about the bees, so I'll just go and meet the bees. Have a little look at them here in the sun. See. Here we have a honeybee, 2 honeybees. And they actually, I have learnt recently, are not natural to Denmark. They used to be. The honeybee, it was a wild Danish, or what you can call it, a honeybee that belonged to this place on Earth. And once humans brought their own bees, or bees from other countries, for making honey, the local bee, the natural bee, was made extinct. So it disappeared. And that was a honeybee. So the honeybees here now are actually introduced. This is a wild bee, a bumblebee, and as far as I believe, it's a natural bee to Denmark. There's a different one here. And I was told this, that actually the honeybees, they take the space. Well, of course, I just thought that we should protect the honeybee, and of course we should, but we actually should protect all bees, also the natural bees, and maybe most importantly, the natural ones, because that's the most important to protect always, the wild animals, insects. And with all the flowers we have wonderful conditions for bees. So the reason why I had bees mainly was to make good conditions for bees, but I realized that it's not actually the honeybee. You learn something all the time. It's actually the wild bee that needs protection more. This might not be true, but that's just what I've just learned now. So praise the Lord that there are bees still, and we don't want huge numbers of honeybees, but if I could have honeybees that made lots of lovely honey, I would do the work, but I have a feeling it's best for me to have a break, because I have my beautiful cows and all the other things I'm doing. So I think I'm going to let my neighbour, a man who lives nearby, who produces beautiful local honey. He's got all the stuff, all the equipment, and I'll just buy that, I think. So this was very interesting, I think, learning about the bees. There's a little honeybee there. And see, there was a wild one actually chasing it away. What was that? There's another honeybee. Oh, they just love these flowers. Oh my goodness. Here comes the sun again. Praise the Lord. All your beauty, all your goodness. All your life. So I think that is a little bee in that flower there. We have a honeybee. Well, that was it. That was a wild. That was like a type of wasp actually. That one there. So there's this many. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Praise the Lord. And also the little butterflies. I love these. Love these cattail, we call them. So yeah, so that was just a little thing about bees, and one of the reasons why it's a bit yeah, I find it's a little bit too stressful to have bees is that they easily die, because we have this varroa mite, and I'm just not good at beekeeping. Not that good that I can keep the mite away. So it's pretty depressing, or what you call it, to do all the work and look after them, and then they just die or leave. So it's just yeah, it's just not that easy to have bees for me anyway. So I'm just happy I realize this, that I'm actually giving good conditions for honeybees from other people's hives, and also for the wild bees. So all is well, and life is good. So see you, my friend.